So I was making vegetarian carbonara for our weekly dinner party when my phone rang. The screen said it was my sister. I felt like somebody had just whacked me in the back. You know, we hadn't spoken for 14 years. That was when I ran away from home. You know, I considered not answering. You slowly get used to living without your family. You know, but seeing her name on that screen, honestly, it filled me with longing for our childhood. Like, sharing a room, watching Sabrina, watching S Club 7, dodging mom and protecting Eddie from stepdad. Our revenge pranks on him went all out. I tell you, all out. Weaning a shampoo, bursting his tennis balls. Get this, putting bomb rash cream in his toothpaste. Yes, bomb rash cream. I answered, you know? Our mom had died. Heart attack. Yeah. Caused by moving the 8-seater dining table on her own. I didn't even know why she was trying to move it in the first place. You know, mom lived off white bread and a cup of soup and I lived you know? She had died weeks ago. Yeah. She was my mom. Just because I had to get away did not mean... Just because I had to get away didn't mean... It did not mean that I didn't want to know. That I didn't want to be told. You know? Mom had divorced stepdad 10 years ago when he tried to kick Eddie out. I had to stop myself from letting out a big whoop at that, I would say. Yeah, Eddie still lived with mom when she died. 29 and clearly no intention of moving out. You know, stepdad showed up with a copy of mom's will, leaving the flat and everything else to him. That snake. Mom would have never made a will on her own. She was so petrified of death. She would even skip the Kipper and the Corpse episode of 40 Towers. And that was her favourite show of all time. He must have bullied her into it or something. An insurance measure? He told Eddie that mom left everything to him so he could look after us if mom died before we turned 18. Yeah, right. He said that she could have changed it any time she wanted to. You know, so she kept it. She gave him all this, so she clearly intended to apologize for the way that she treated him. You know, I should have seen where this was going, but I was still in shock when Eddie said, could she come live with me? Because she was being evicted. Oh God. I told her that I'd been in a serious relationship for 4 years and that my partner was called Klaus. And that I'd have to ask him, you know? And I'll call her back later. I felt like a jerk saying it, but Klaus and I don't have that type of relationship where we just say yes to people staying with us without asking each other. You know, and for Klaus, it's like, she doesn't exist. You know, don't think I'm a bad person, but if I decided to say no, it'd be easier to blame Klaus. You know, I didn't call him. You know, I'm waiting for him to get back home. I'm hoping that by the time he gets home, that I'd have made up my mind on what to do. You know, 14 years of silence, and now this.